So breath, remaining calm, be aware, and then, okay, now how do I get that focus that I want in order to be productive?
Well, let's talk about that focus because focus is something that we try to achieve and do, but we find ourselves becoming irritable and frustrated because it's so difficult. Ask anybody who has sat down to do meditation. Focus is the first thing you see within the first couple of seconds. The mind is whoop, off to another journey, another land. And that's because what's so amazing is it's because of tension. Do you know once you relieve the tension in your organism, that's your physical body, your nervous system, your emotional body, your mind, even your spiritual tension, if there is such a thing, of not knowing your purpose in life. That would be your spiritual tension. Because you're lost. You don't feel like you don't know what you're doing. You don't have purpose and intention of where you're going. That's tension also. But once all the tensions are removed, or as I should say, as the tensions begin to melt away, your focus will actually spontaneously happen. So you really don't have to do anything to focus, really, literally, except remove your tension. And that's one of the third phases we work with when I teach the 5-step systematic practice of how to focus your awareness. I teach the seated posture, which gets your body, the tension out of your body, right? If your spine is erect, head, neck, and trunk aligned, you're going to have tension that doesn't exist in the shoulders or the neck.
Right, I find in my work, especially the complicated technical stuff, you
Yeah,
can't get stuff done unless there's no tension. Meaning, like, if you're not
right.
sure about what the problem is or what approach you're going to take, and you're breathing too fast or, tensing up, staring at the screen, you can't be productive. So, the breath is critical at that point.
And that's the second step. Establish diaphragmatic breathing.
Yeah.
Any program that would teach health, and I would say health across the board, every person should establish diaphragmatic breathing, whether they're meditating or not. It's amazing that when people go in, I had a client a couple of weeks ago where they had just had some heart issues, and no one really taught them diaphragmatic breathing. And the physician sent them to me, and I worked with them, and because I happen to know the physician, and so that working with the diaphragm and working with breathing gets rid of the tension, even the stress around the heart muscle. It just helps. It lowers the blood pressure. It changes the pulse. And then we go into the actual step of relaxation. And there are skills on how to do that. Like, for example, we call it the corpse pose, Shavasana. It's the most relaxed pose that anyone can get into, but you need to prop the head a certain way. We want to prop the legs. The key is to have a really healthy body. If you don't have a healthy body, it's very, very difficult to not be or to be relaxed. So that's why we emphasize in all the work is really have a healthy body and have a healthy body, then you can have a healthy mind. You
Yeah,
know, yeah, remember, wait, our grandmother used to say, health is the greatest wealth and resource that you'll ever have. You could have millions and millions in the bank. You could have the best of all the resorts that you belong to and go to and vacations. But if you don't have your health, you can't enjoy one thing. And anybody that's having and struggling with their health, they know how hard it is to do. We've all had health issues.